Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
Angel Reese really thought that inviting Shaquille O'Neal to her podcast was going to be a lighthearted chit-chat with some gossip thrown in, but this turned out to be the biggest mistake of her podcasting career. Shaq didn't just show up to talk, nope, he brought flamethrowers to eviscerate her publicly. What was supposed to be Angel's big podcast moment quickly turned into a full-blown public humiliation.
And Angel Reese was none too happy about it. Now, she's also not happy about some brutal truth that he decided to drop.
Instead of friendly banter, Shaq's arrival turned out to be more emotional demolition. The chaos began the moment Angel started whining about her WNBA paycheck. Angel was repeating that same old, "I can't pay rent on this salary" routine, like she was reading from a script she wrote in crayon.
Hand pays them bills, baby. I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills.
But Shaq was not in the mood. He opened the podcast with zero chill and a verbal uppercut so sharp it could cut through steel. He didn't ease into it. He just bodied her in real time and kept pushing.
Angel Reese and the WNBA. They were given some humiliating truths by none other than Shaquille O'Neal.
This was basically Shaq dunking on a 6-foot rim. Unnecessary, explosive, and wildly entertaining. Angel tried to spin it, but fumbled through some half-baked defense. But Shaq, on the other hand, was having none of it.
Like, I hate when you grab your phone. Like, bro, if your salary don't pay your rent, that's you.
Let's clock that, because that's...
Shaq went full economist on her. He explained that the league literally cannot afford million-dollar salaries. Supply and demand. It's the painful truth Angel keeps pretending not to hear. And Shaq laid it out like he was teaching her the alphabet.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point.
And just when you thought things might cool off, nope. Shaq pulled out the ultimate Angel Reese kryptonite, Caitlin Clark. The mere mention of Clark's name had Angel's soul levitating out of her body. You could practically hear her eye roll through the mic. But Shaq didn't just say Clark's name, he praised her like she was the basketball version of Beyoncé. Shaq went on to call her revolutionary and compared her to the legendary Steph Curry. Meanwhile, Angel sat there visibly shrinking, looking like she wanted to unplug the mic and run off set.
That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like, Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit.
Now here's where things went from awkward to absolutely unhinged. Shaq asked Angel to name one reason why Caitlin is beloved outside of her skills. That's it. Easy question, right? Wrong. Angel panicked like she was asked to solve a calculus problem underwater. Her answer? Logo threes. Even Shaq looked at her like, "Are you serious right now?"
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills? Angel, did you listen to the question? I know English might be a second language for you, but did you listen to the question that was asked?
Skills.
Besides her skills. That includes...
She can shoot threes from logo.
Shooting threes from a logo is a skill.
That's right. Angel's brain couldn't function properly after hearing about Clark, so he hits her with the Steph Curry comparison. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. Boom.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis. There's a lot of girls in WNBA that have done it in spurts, but you know, that game I'm watching y'all in the Final Four, I'm like, damn, like, and I was a hater because, you know, I'm down with you. Like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot.
Shaq wasn't just praising Clark, he was crowning her. On Angel's podcast, with Angel sitting right there. If jealousy had a color, Angel was turning that exact shade of neon green by the second.
But Shaq brings the question about Caitlin Clark, and you can see the utter disdain that Angel Reese has for this. She is bothered. She is bothered to the point where she tries to dismiss everything about Caitlin Clark's game.
Angel tried to recover by slapping on a fake smile. She nodded as well. But inside, you know she was having flashbacks to all the losses, all the social media slander, all the Clark comparisons. While Shaq kept going, Angel looked like she wanted to crawl into the floor and disappear.
Because she can shoot logo threes? You're damn right she can shoot logo threes. And Shaquille O'Neal said he was a hater because, like I've been saying, guys, if you're a friend of Angel Reese, if you're an acquaintance of Angel Reese, as soon as you say something positive about Caitlin Clark, you are now enemy number one. You are now persona non grata. You are now an enemy to Angel Reese. And if you're not an enemy, you know what she will do? She'll call you up and she'll say, hey, Shaq.
That's right. Shaq also admitted to being a hater early on, but quickly realized that Caitlin Clark is not a one-hit wonder. On the contrary, she is a once-in-a-generation talent, and even he couldn't ignore her anymore. Shaq also admitted that he was a hater because of Angel Reese, but after seeing her performance on the court, he was completely shocked and couldn't believe his eyes. After watching her current incredible skills, he had no choice but to accept Clark's greatness.
Shaquille O'Neal was the latest guest on the Unapologetically Angel podcast, and as usual, Caitlin Clark gets brought up. I know, you're shocked, you're surprised. Please get up. Don't be alarmed as this happens every single week. Angel Reese needs to bring up Caitlin Clark to get the views that she so desperately desires for her podcast.
Let's be real. Without Caitlin Clark, Angel's career wouldn't be where it is now. But at the time, she can't stand this simple fact. And with every word Shaq spoke about Caitlin, Angel died a little more inside. She stopped listening at some point and was just waiting for Shaq to stop talking. Just like literally every girl does when she is in the wrong, losing an argument, being held accountable, or all of the above.
You in them same little shirt you had on at the Wild 'N Out show, Duncan. You know how many t-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping.
Oh my
What?
God.
What?
Oh God.
Them same little shirts you had on.
Okay,
the Wild 'N Out.
all right,
I'm just
all right.
saying.
And Shaq still wasn't done. Nope. Because why stop at destroying someone's self-esteem when you can also roast their fashion choices? And that's exactly what he did. He straight up called out Angel's Instagram model era. Imagine you in the same little shirts you had on at the Wild 'N Out show dunking, he said, carefully implying she should maybe dunk more and post less thirst traps. Needless to say, Shaq wasn't pulling any punches.
No one cares what you have to say, Angel. And that's the sad part. You have to constantly bring up Caitlin Clark to keep yourself relevant. You have to dress like a streetwalker to keep yourself relevant. It's interesting and ironic that the time that Shaq is on the show, she's actually dressed like a normal person.
Let's be clear, Shaq wasn't being disrespectful just to be petty, he was being real. He held up a mirror and basically said, Angel, this isn't about Caitlin. It's about you not leveling up. He didn't come to sugarcoat or babysit, he came to make a point. And the point was, play better, focus harder, and stop acting like social media likes are gonna improve your game.
We have not seen one video of Angel Reese back in any gym. None of it. Every player posts when they're in the gym. Angel's not in the gym. That's why you don't see posts of Angel in the gym.
That's right. Angel workout sessions have become a rare entity nowadays, and her social media posts keep getting more and more ridiculous by the minute. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with keeping up on the trends, but there's a difference between using social media and social media using you.
What's not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching out your head and wondering what the hell she's doing. Like that photo right there. Listen, I see the way you walk in the game. Just listen. She's a beautiful young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work.
Angel Reese has been posting ultra sensual stuff, which has nothing to do with basketball or sports in general, and this is exactly why she's facing backlash from Shaq and the rest of the greats. They clearly see a disingenuous act from Angel Reese, and they also know that Angel's too busy hating on Clark to notice.
The very end of the clip, and we'll look at it, that is brutal, is how he compares the women's game. And he just gets crazy about it because he's not wrong. He says it's akin to watching a high school game.
Remember when Angel posted a notorious video where she was showing off her body and the internet went crazy? She received constant backlash and had to turn off her Insta.
You have seen Angel Reese have a shift as she goes on, where she goes from, is she a basketball player or does she want to be an influencer? She's getting more and more provocative in her attire. Her attitude gets worse and worse and worse. She's focused on everything except for why you even know who she is.
When you are busy posting sensuality, you can't really make out right from wrong. And this time, Angel was clearly in the wrong because the rest of the people didn't fail to make her realize that.
Thing. It's this younger generation, then they have no accountability whatsoever. Wear whatever you want, but if you don't think that if you don't post that photo, wear it out. Why post the photo? If you don't want the likes, the comments, the thirst, the simps, the haters, the all of the above, don't.
And here's the deal. Even Angel's diehard stans had to admit Shaq made some valid points. The man didn't just roast her, he grilled her to perfection. And by the end of the podcast, Angel looked like she had just run a full court press, completely out of breath and scrambling. You could tell she didn't expect Shaq to come in with such a blunt, no-holds-barred approach.
But he basically just roasted Angel Reese's ass right to her face. He just roasted her on her own podcast, well, the podcast that he owns that he brought her on to create one.
Angel tried to pivot, claiming she was focused on her game and determined to prove the doubters wrong. But let's be real, the damage was done. Shaq didn't just call her out, he exposed the glaring gaps in her approach to the game compared to Caitlin Clark. Shaq's appearance on Angel's podcast was more than just a guest spot. It was a masterclass in accountability. He didn't sugarcoat anything, and his message was clear. If you want respect, earn it. Stop the excuses, stop the drama, and let your game do the talking, and maybe tone down your Clark jealousy.
High school basketball. And some would argue, I would argue, boys high school basketball at big levels is a better product.
So what do you think? Did Angel learn her lesson? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.